Trenton, New Jersey at 10:23, approaching his 6:44 from Harrisburg to New York. And he's got one of those Heritage Phase 7 cab cars on the lead.
Passengers now boarding on track 4 is the 1025 westbound Amtrak regional train number 185 to Washington, stopping in Philadelphia, Wilmington, Baltimore, PWA Airport in Washington. Please watch the galley boarding the train. This class is the last car. The private car is the second class. Trenton passengers now boarding on track 1 is the Frankford Junction, Keystone. Trenton passengers.
644 has been sitting here for quite a few minutes, and I think I know the reason why. They're going to let the Silver Meteor from Miami to New York run around him before he departs. He's coming now. Train 98, Miami to New York.
Now.
Trenton passengers, for the next train to arrive on track 2 is discharge only and does not accept new passengers.
Arriving is 98 at 10:33. He's only a few minutes late. Meanwhile, 644 is already about 20 minutes down. Well, 644 is taking off now. That paint scheme looks really good on those cars. The Silver Meteor is in hot pursuit. There's the Viewliner Diner, Albany. Now here comes my ride to Philly. That magic carpet of Septa. Boy, oh boy. We're on board Septa Silverliner 5 car 716 on train 9710. An energetic 4-car set of Silverliner 5s. And we're going to take a head-end ride from Trenton to the upper level of 30th Street Station in Philadelphia along Amtrak's Northeast Corridor. and we'll reach some pretty high speeds on this run. And the interlocking here is fair, F-A-I-R, as we enter track 4 of the Northeast Corridor. Here we cross the Delaware River and leave New Jersey and enter Pennsylvania, and entering Morrisville, Pennsylvania. The interlocking coming up here past the signals is Morris interlocking, and you'll see tracks rise up and go over us. Those are the tracks that New Jersey Transit trains use to get to their Morrisville yard. It was once the Pennsylvania Railroad's Trenton cutoff, a freight bypass around Philadelphia. And you can see the old Morris interlocking tower on the left. And the overhead bridge housed the tracks heading to the Morrisville yard of New Jersey Transit. And overhead here looks like a Conrail Shared Assets Local. That might be a job that originates out of their Morrisville yard. These Silverliner 5s really move on these Amtrak-owned lines a little faster than the Silverliner 4s do. It's amazing that the GEs can get up as fast as they do, supposedly around 95 through here. we cross the Delaware River back there, we're now in Bucks County in Pennsylvania as we approach our first stop at Levittown, otherwise known as Levittown, Tullytown. This engineer is taking full advantage of the Silverliner 5's acceleration capability. These things accelerate at 3.0 miles per hour per second up to 30 miles an hour, whereas the much ballyhooed Caltrain Stadler EMUs can only go about 2.3 miles per hour per second on the acceleration. That's only slightly faster than the old Septa Bud Silverliners. The overhead bridge we're coming up to is the Delaware River Bridge connecting the Pennsylvania and New Jersey turnpikes. And right after that is Grundy interlocking with Grundy Tower on the left. This interlocking for the longest time had been kind of rough riding. We got a wire crew over on track 3. Yeah, the interlocking felt pretty good, not too much shaking and rattling. And we are approaching our next station stop of Bristol, Pennsylvania. Watch how fast this train accelerates out of the station. I could feel myself being thrown back into the seat. That's what these cars are great for. Oh, here's Amtrak Train 86 en route from Richmond, Virginia to Boston. The traction motors on these Silverliner 5s are built by Mitsubishi. The maximum speed of these cars is 110 miles an hour, but on this stretch, their maximum speed attained is 100 miles an hour. Pretty impressive. The interlocking on the left off of track 1 only is Croy, C-R-O-Y. And we're approaching our next station stop of Croydon. The approaching train is Septa 9711 en route from Temple University to Trenton with another set of the Hyundai Rotem Silverliner 5s. These cars have both pneumatic braking and dynamic regenerative braking. And this station is Eddington. Serves an industrial area and has only limited service here. The Trenton line, as far as Septa is concerned, is the fastest line. There's good distance between the stations and the trains can make pretty good speed. Unlike the Amtrak lines down to Wilmington and Newark, Delaware, and to Thorndale. On the Wilmington line, the stations are very close together until you get past Marcus Hook before you can stretch your legs a little bit with the cars. And on the Thorndale line, stations are really close together until you get past Malvern before you can pick up speed. And the station we're coming into now is Cornwells Heights. Where this overpass is the former site of the Andalusia station for Septa. It was discontinued in 2020. And here we are entering the station of Torresdale. Here we enter the city of Philadelphia. we're slowing for our station stop at Holmesburg Junction. This lies in the interlocking of Holmes, and the approaching train is Amtrak 646 from Harrisburg to New York, and in the rear is the Veterans Unit, ACS 64, number 642. See old Holmes Tower on the right. Track coming in on the right is the Conrail Shared Assets Bustleton branch. This complex, as I said, is Holmes interlocking. Now the Silverliner 5s there are mixed reviews about them. A lot of employees don't really like the fact that they have software problems. I mean, they've had issues with cracked frames and acceleration issues and door issues, but personally, I love these cars. I mean, I love the wrap on them. They look really good. I love the acceleration on the cars. I love these beautiful melodic K3 LA horns. And I love this railfan window that you're seeing here. Hey, crews should actually appreciate these Silverliner 5s because it's given me the opportunity to do these head-end rides, which have helped train crews get qualified and receive promotions. I'm glad to be of service in this regard. I've covered all the Septa regional rail branches, but I like to do an updated version every now and then. I've gotten a kick about how certain crews have come up to me and said, hey, I've heard that voice, and I know what you do. You do all these head-end rides on Septa regional rail. Man, you helped me pass my test learning this branch, learning that branch, qualifying. And I said, hey, glad to do it. And I've helped a lot of conductors and engineers get promotions on the railroad, so I never realized I had such an impact down here in Philadelphia. Now, I have met a few Septa employees who swear by the GE Silverliner 4s, whereas I swear at them. But they say they're durable, they've lasted so long, they're reliable, they can still get up to speed. Some of them absolutely love the Silverliner 4s. Well, to each his own. I don't know how you can stand those raucous horns on those cars. One engineer on Septa, I'm not going to mention his name, I think he's a sadistic son of a gun. He's always bludgeoning me with comments about how wonderful the GEs are and how I would never want anything else but that. And we're arriving at the Tacony station. Well, getting back to that said engineer, well, if you want to boil in the summer and freeze to death in the winter in those cabs on those GEs, go right ahead. There's nothing like the creature comforts of air conditioning and heating in a Silverliner 5 cab. On the right, you'll see a graffiti-laden waiting shed here. That was the old Wissinoming station, which was discontinued in 2003. And you heard that K3LA horn there. He was sounding for workers on the track as we arrive at Bridesburg Station. Well, we're in the Frankford section of Philadelphia, and the approaching Acela Express is 2162 en route from Washington to Boston. All right, we're approaching a couple of sharp curves, a left-hand turn and a very sharp right-hand turn. And you might have noticed that signal we just passed was displaying an approach indication. Not because there's a train ahead. It's to protect this train with the advanced civil speed enforcement system, part of the positive train control system that's installed on this line. It's sending a reduced cab signal indication to the train so as to not exceed a certain speed going around this curve. It will allow for a safe transition of this sharp curve. This was installed because back in 2015, Amtrak 188 from Washington to New York went around this curve too fast and derailed, and numerous lives were lost. This positive train control system was installed to prevent incidents like that from happening again, among other things. There was another wreck here back in Pennsylvania Railroad days. In 1943, the Congressional derailed through this curve, but that was due to a faulty journal in one of the axles. This area here is where the old Septa Frankford Junction station used to be. And the overhead bridge here is the Market Frankfurt subway elevated, otherwise known as the L. And the interlocking here is Shore. This is where the Atlantic City line comes in on the left back there. See that little pocket track over there on the right? Back when Amtrak was running trains from New York to Atlantic City, they would pull into that pocket track there in reverse direction and then go back through the switches at Shore to head on the Atlantic City line. There was no direct Y for trains from New York to get onto the Atlantic City branch without stopping. And the interlocking here is Clearfield. And this is North Philadelphia Station, right alongside Broad Street, where the Broad Street subway runs underneath. And there's a North Philadelphia stop on the Broad Street subway right near here. This station is not quite as significant as it used to be. It's pretty much a SEPTA-only station now, but back in Pennsylvania Railroad days, this was a very important stop for the trains that headed out to St. Louis and Chicago, as this was the only Philadelphia stop those trains made.
Next stop, 30.
And we have a clear signal at Lehigh interlocking, where SEPTA's Chestnut Hill West line comes in on the right. This was the old Pennsylvania Railroad Chestnut Hill branch. Coming up, we have an approach medium signal on track 4. There's also an approach medium signal on track 1. That's for an Atlantic City to Philadelphia train that's coming shortly. That's the routing they often take into 30th Street Station. That yellow SR you see on the catenary pole, that indicates a speed restriction. Employees have to read temporary speed restriction bulletins every day when operating on Amtrak territory in these areas. And we have an approach medium signal at Mantua interlocking. Approaching is Amtrak train 182 en route from Washington to New York. You'll note he has a ACS 64 on each end. This is to facilitate quick turnarounds at the terminals. And we just passed over the Schuylkill River and the Schuylkill Expressway. And we have an approach signal here at Girard Interlocking, named after the avenue that passes underneath us. You can see Zoo Tower on the right up high as we negotiate this switch as part of Girard Interlocking as we head on up towards the upper level of 30th Street Station. We left the River Line, which goes to the lower level of 30th Street Station. And we're approaching the 36th Street Tunnel, and the High Line goes over it. You'll see a double stack train up above. That's CSX train I-157, which runs from Penn Mary Yard in Baltimore to Bedford Park in Chicago. Here you see two nice bright LED light position light signals displaying clears. And the interlocking here is K-A-Y. And you can see that stack train on the High Line, otherwise known as the West Philadelphia Elevated Branch. That's the route that the Army-Navy specials from New York and points west used to take to get down to the stadium. And we have an approach medium signal here. The next signal as we approach West Interlocking is, I think it's a clear. It's the 2/3 clear. The signal maintainer needs to replace a bulb on that. On the left you see MU equipment. That's in Powelton Yard. See a brace of Silverliner 4s next to us. And we're going through the interlocking of West, and up ahead you can see a pedestal signal displaying an approach as we arrive at the upper level of 30th Street Station, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the end of our journey. And we are arriving on track 2 of the upper level of 30th Street Station. I had a nice ride from Trenton on Silverliner 5 car, 716. That's a single unit car. It has a cab on both ends. Always love those cars. Always have, always will.